Welcome back coders, this is Suraj Kelhe. In this video, I will show you how you can define your own type and change its behavior. A type of a variable tells us a lot about itself, its characteristics, like what values it can contain, what elements it can hold, what are its intrinsic properties, and what are the methods associated with it. In any program, there are multiple variables with same underlying type. Suppose there is a string type, but there are multiple variables of. Means string can be used for password as well as color, but their explicit meaning is different. And just like that, a float 64-bit can represent both a dollar and Indian rupee, but their explicit meaning is different. To avoid unintentional mixing of such variables, what we do that we define types. Let's start our program. First, we will look at what is the general form of type. We define type, name, and underlying type. Let's first declare our package main. Import fmt package. There will be two types which we will be defining, one Celsius and Fahrenheit. Underlying type of both of these types is float 64. Here we are defining new constants. Absolute zero of Celsius is minus 273.15, freezing temperature 0, and boiling is 100. For every type there is a conversion operation. Suppose we need to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. Here we are going to define two new functions for that. C to F input parameter will be a Celsius type and output will be of Fahrenheit type. Even though their both underlying type is float 64, but here we will be using conversion operation. Every type you define has their own conversion operation. Here we are getting Celsius value, we are multiplying it by 9 by 5 and adding 32 to it. The result value is still of type Celsius. To convert it to our Fahrenheit type, we will using conversion. Means this type name in brackets, we are giving this value. Okay, so when the conversion can be performed? Conversions can be performed when the underlying value is of same type, such as Celsius and Fahrenheit. Conversions can also be performed if two pointers which are pointing to variables of the same underlying type. Also, we can convert from string to slice. So here we are using the conversion operation. Just like that, we will be defining Fahrenheit Celsius. Here this Fahrenheit is our input and Celsius is our output. So again we are using conversion operation of Celsius. In short, the conversion operation changed the explicit meaning of the value itself. Next, we are going to add new behavior to our types. In Golang, we can add new behavior to our types using methods. This is function name. And before function name and func keyword, in bracket, we will be writing a C and its type. They will represent this type's method. And return will be string. So here we are simply using fmt.printf. Similarly, we are adding a new behavior to our Fahrenheit type. Here you can see that these are the three verbs. Percent we just prints the current types values, %s format in string values, and %g format in float values. The variable underlying type defines its intrinsic value, but exactly what it is. Now let's check. Boiling minus freezing. The intrinsic operation here is subtraction. Let's run our program. Go run. See 100. So 100 minus 0 is 100. Just like that, now we are converting this boiling to Fahrenheit. Again, we are printing boiling Fahrenheit minus we are converting freezing Celsius to Fahrenheit, and we will check the result. Here it is showing 180. Next, we are using boiling Fahrenheit minus freezing Celsius. So here these two variables are of different types. So operations cannot be performed on them. Invalid operation, mismatch types. Okay, this is the error. Now we are commenting it out. Let's move to our next example. Comparison operator can be used for types. So we are defining two variables of type Celsius and Fahrenheit. C for Celsius and F for Fahrenheit. Then we are comparing. So I will be using both of them at once. So true and true. So it means that we can use comparison operators like equals and less than. And you cannot compare one type with another. Let's see. Invalid operation, mismatch types. You cannot compare two different types, but you can compare a type with certain value. So what's the fix? We are converting its explicit meaning. Means conversion does not change any intrinsic values or underlying type. It just change explicit meaning. Now let's check it out. It's true. Why it is returning true? Because both here Celsius is 0 and Fahrenheit is 0. Okay, type methods defines new behavior of type. We have defined a new behavior for the type, which is string. So here we are changing a type from 212.0 Fahrenheit to Celsius and we are printing its value. Now, as you can see, it's returning 100 degrees Celsius. But check it out. We are calling c dot this method. Just like that, we are simply returning its value using printf. But here it again returns degree Celsius. Why? Because here we have override its behavior. Whenever it uses printf and %v, it will call a method. So just like that, we will be using %s and it will be showing the same change. Now let's use C, simply println C, and we are again getting the same output. And now use %g. %g is to print value of the underlying type, which is simply 100. And here we are converting the type into float 64. In this way, we can define our new type, change their own behavior using methods. In this video, I hope you have learned something new. To watch more such videos, subscribe to our channel 1 Minute Notes. Thank you.